With Dr. Marissa.
Promise you joy in the mystery.
Dr. Marissa, also known as the Asian Oprah. Her mission, to be a beneficial presence on the planet. Her purpose, to be your personal advocate to live, laugh, love, learn. Her life motto, don't die wondering. Take back your life with Dr. Marissa Pay.
Oh, no sound. Not hearing you. Not sure what's going on with your sound, but I don't hear you.
And good
There you are.
morning. I just noticed the little flash. Excuse me. Take two. Good morning. You're tuned in to Take My Advice. I'm not using it. Get balanced with Dr. Marissa, the morning show here on CNBC News, NBC News, and NBC Sports radio station KCAA, AM 1050, FM 106.5. Streaming everywhere. iHeartRadio, Spotify, Stitcher, iTunes, TuneIn, Audible, Tiki Live, Amazon Music, iTunes, JioSaavn, Podchaser, Tiki Live, Rumble, and more. I am Dr. Marissa, your hashtag positively opinionated host, and this is a show about hope and happiness. So there's no gossip, no scandal, no K-words, no Kardashian talk at all. Instead, I want you to focus on your own reality show and how you can be happy 88% of the time, no matter what happens. And, you know, I have had some really great classic TV guests. We had the Waltons on earlier in the month. I've had Jerry Mathers from Leave It to Beaver, half of the cast of Happy Days, as well as special series to keep you on your toes. We had Step Up with Beth Linder-Moss, my newest co-host, yesterday on how to overcome excuses when you don't want to work out anymore. And I do have a very special guest who is actually also my co-host for my last Wednesday of the month series called Life, Loss, and Living. Her name is Yarona Boster, and she is a coach of many different things. She's a loss expert, but today she's not being the expert, so to speak, although that is going to be part of the challenge. I invited her today, even though she really didn't want to come on, and so, very appropriately so. And I encouraged her to do it anyways, because I want to be able to support her and use some of the tools that she has shared with me on this series from her expertise, as well as my own. I am known as a grief expert as well, thanks to the Seal Beach salon shooting that happened, the worst Orange County massacre that happened in 2011. So I wanted her to come today because I wanted to meld hearts with her. And she just flew back from Florida, where she got to bury her brother. And it was very recent. And she just literally flew back, 2 days ago. And I said, you can have the week off, but I encourage you to come and participate, and also, what's the word? Rest in me in this time. And I can't think of a better person to, it's not about practicing what you teach. I don't even want you to practice what you teach. I just want you to have a soft place to land today. And so I've invited in the promo anyone else who is feeling the recency of loss, who's feeling the emptiness of loss, who misses someone very desperately right now in the physical form, to tune in. So I'm going to give you guys a minute while we do the gratitude exercise. I'm almost tempted not to have gratitude exercise.
I'm working on it. I'm trying to think of something.
And so while we're doing that, if you want to invite people to come on, we are live streaming right now on my YouTube channel, my Facebook, my LinkedIn, and you can watch and listen, also participate. So I know that one of my past callers, Kathy, as well as Cecilia, excuse me, have had recent experiences. So I would encourage you to listen in and participate in this show today. This episode number 884 of my show to rest and heal. All right. So that's today. Welcome to the show, Yarona. Not as necessarily the expert today, but as someone who is coming in for some just some virtual hugging. How's that? All right. And I would like you not to jump too much to gratitude in this time, because I want you to, this is my first, let's just, you know what, let's take a breath and let's do the 3 breath technology first before we get started. My guess is, and this is a occupational hazard of coaches. This is an occupational hazard of grief experts. Is there's a voice that says, I've got to get it together. I've got to be a good role model. I've got to practice what I teach. I have to be okay. I have to be okay quickly. And I want you just to suspend that as we go into the 3 breath technology. So feet on the ground, palms up in your lap, eyes gently closed, taking a deep breath through your nose and releasing soft shoulders, soft elbows, soft knees, and just settling the breath into the body. And just sitting here for a second and watching the breath as it moves. We're going to do a extra special little body breath and just inhale. And I want you to feel that breath grab a hold of a little light at the top of the crown of your head. And when you see and feel that light, let me know.
Yeah.
Do you see it?
Yeah.
And what color is it?
It's almost a soft white.
Beautiful. Just breathe into that light. And as you're breathing in, you can see it getting stronger and lighter and brighter. And as you exhale, I'd like that light to just travel the vertical space of your body and just have it just slowly meander down from the crown of your head into your face area, down to your neck, shoulders, bathing your arms, your trunk, your breast, your solar plexus, down into your hips and belly. Another deep breath in. Again, brightening that light as it travels in the exhale down through your thighs, your knees, your legs, feeling your feet tingle a bit as it passes through the balls of your feet into your shoes, and then where you connect with the earth. And in that breath, that first breath technology, uniting the body with the breath. We are anchored now. And taking a second very deep breath in. The second category of breath is for the mind. And we're going to grab any thoughts and the stories and the drama and the critical thought and release it down the body, that same path, that vertical path into the ground. All the shoulds, all the things that are controlling how you think, just releasing them. Well-meaning thought, well-meaning words, and just release the meanness in them into the ground. And one last deep breath in. Connecting with me through chi, eternal energy, the breath of life, the strongest force there is. That is chi. We think we are strong in li. Li is Mandarin for personal power, that motivation, that drive, that ambition, that when used too often without chi becomes tiring and exhausting, overwhelming and burdensome. And a lot of us use li to try to plow through grief, plow through any feeling that we're going through. And so today we just take that breath, that third breath, and release the li into chi, that life force energy that is holding my hand, that is holding Yarona's hand, that is holding the hands of anyone within the sound of my voice who is currently going through such overwhelming feelings of loss, feelings of missing, feelings of unfairness, feelings of pain that you just don't think you can get through. And I just want you to sit with that feeling right now. Without opening your eyes, let's just sit with that feeling of pain. I want you to speak now and tell me what that pain feels like, what you were just asked to do in this last week of your life. I want you to start, and this is the true story of the last week of your brother's life. And this is a story that I want you to tell without qualifying, without talking it away, without seeing the bright side, without seeing the gratitude. I just want you to tell me, someone who doesn't know your brother very well, getting the call, getting the understanding where you went, and just I want you to speak from balance centered Yarona as you comfort the soft, sensitive side of you, that little girl inside of you that was sort of brought along this little journey, and it was not easy. So I want you just to tell me about that journey, and with the deep breath in, releasing that breath, you can open your eyes now and look into my eyes. And I want you just to tell me what happened last week. And this is not something that you need to tell again. This is not something that you need to defend. This is not something when someone asks you how you are. I want you to say, I am healing. And I don't want you to have to go through telling this again to anyone else. But for the benefit of the people who are listening and for the benefit of everyone who has experienced loss, I wanted this to be a way to use your experience, which I know you want to, as a blessing that it always is, and help yourself first with that.
I have to tell you, it's funny because I always say to people, when you feel most helpless to help yourself, help others. And because for me, it is very difficult to let myself feel helpless. That's it's a very hard moment of vulnerability. And I don't have a problem being vulnerable. It's more that I get worried about getting stuck in spirals of grief, where then I don't want to get out of bed. And then it becomes more of a, okay, I'm stuck here and I don't want to move. What I find.
Okay, before you go. Okay, you're going into that. You're going there.
I'm going there.
You're going there, and this is not.
I'll back up a moment.
Just sit for a second. Just sit for a second, and thank you, Charlotte, for what a beautiful comment she made. What a concept, rest and heal virtual hugs. So rest and heal. Virtual hugs. So rest and heal. And I'm just going to bring you back constantly here because you have a BS. You have a belief system.
Right.
And of course you do.
Yeah.
You probably more than anyone I know has experienced a lot of loss in your very young life.
Yeah.
And it has given you the gift of being able to turn all of that into beautiful, helpful coaching. You have wonderful clients who get to, uh, you know, uh, uh, experience the healing, and you are, you're a healing in the fundamental nature of who you are. And you've taken all of those experiences with personal loss to form a practice where when you say, I know how you feel, you really know how people feel, like more so than anyone. At the same time, that bypass that can
Right.
happen is number one. But the second one is, you said this now um, uh, uh, more than once. And so when I hear something said more than once, it's a BS that's going to either help you or not be so helpful. I don't want to say hurt you, but this spiral
Yeah.
that you are afraid of getting stuck in, because we both know what that spiral is, and we both work with people who are stuck in those spirals, who in processing the grief um, do get stuck and feel like they'll never be able to get out of bed again. So the first thing I want to say is, you're never going to get stuck in that spiral.
That's true.
You're
don't really
never
know
gonna get,
how
you're
to.
never gonna get stuck in that spiral, because when you feel grief, what is felt usually when people feel sadness and feel grief, it is the part of you, I call it the sad one. And today we're going to name your sad one and allow your sad one to express itself. And I'm going to do that the way that I asked you to do this. I want your sad self to tell me what it was like to get the call and then go along with balance-centered Yarona, because you are balance-centered Yarona, and balance-centered Yarona is the one who integrates all the parts of us. I have a balance-centered Dr. Marissa. My sound engineer has a balance-centered Polly. It is a part of us that not everybody drives their life car from there.
That's true.
A lot of people drive their life car from the critic, and the critic is the one that I spoke about earlier, Yarona, the one that says, but you're the coach and you need to be strong and you need to do that, and you can't show people, you can't, you have to have all the answers. You have to, and that is the critic that often drives our life car over a cliff. And those of us who teach, those of us who coach, have a particularly strong critic. And those of us who've had childhood trauma have a particularly strong critic. So I also want you to name your critic. So I want you to name your sad one. Okay. I want you to name your critic. And then I want you to name your brat. Your brat. Your brat is the one who says, what do you mean I can't stay in bed for the whole day? What do you mean I can't have that donut? What do you mean I have to call that person? What do you mean I have to apologize? So for most of us, I know we're taught that if you hear voices in your head, you're going crazy. I believe that if you don't soothe the voices in your head, if you don't identify the voices in your head, you will go crazy. So that's what we're doing right up at the start.
Okay.
So give me the name of one of your characters. Which one came to mind quickly?
The the this well, okay. The brat the brat is probably MJ, which is
MJ. Perfect.
yeah, MJ. Yeah.
So MJ, I want you. So MJ is a beautiful character in your life, and there's always the flip side, the balance side. So the brat is the one who will sabotage you. The brat is the one that will, what do you mean I gotta apologize and hold that grudge, or or the one that wants to make fun of people, right? Or wants to
Right,
say
right.
something mean. My brat will come up. My brat's name is Agnes, and Agnes will say, "If I looked like you, I'd be miserable too." When
Yeah.
somebody says something. So the flip side of the brat is fun. So the brat provides both that, maybe not the best thing to do, say, or think, and then with fun. So you don't want to kill off your brat.
Right.
Okay. You want to love your brat, put your arm around your brat.
Come here.
Hi, MJ.
Hi.
Repeat after me.
Okay.
I love you so much.
I love you so much.
You are one of a kind, wonderful.
You are one of a kind, wonderful.
You are a lot of fun,
You are a lot of fun.
but sometimes you get me in trouble.
Oh, but sometimes you get me in trouble.
Because you want to just play. I mean, if that was your your goal in life is just to have fun all the time and no responsibility, and just do what I want in the impulse of the moment and no consequences allowed. So I get it. You don't have to say all that. Say, I get it. I love you.
I get it. I love you. Stop
And
getting me in trouble.
I promise that every day I will
every day.
play,
I will
and we'll
play.
get out and play every day
I will get out and play every day.
for 15 minutes. You can have
For 15.
15 minutes to do whatever you want every single day. And you have the best playmate in the world. What's your son's name?
Connor.
So I promise you that 15 minutes a day, we are just going to get on the floor with Connor and have a lot of fun. And I will not shut you up. You can think whatever you want. You can be naughty. You can do whatever you want, because I want you to fully express, but not when we're working.
Yes.
Not when we have to get up and work.
Right.
Okay.
Stop. Stop. Don't
I'm
interrupt
gonna
my work.
I'm gonna put you in the life car, in the diagonal seat there, so I can keep an eye on you. And you're gonna put your seatbelt on and have fun. And I will be driving Balance Centered Yarona, our life car. Okay, MJ, you got it?
Got it.
Good.
it.
All right. So there we go.
There.
That's your brat, MJ. You seated him. And now I think Charlotte, her brat's name, I'm glad she's playing along. Her name is Bobby, or his name, or her name is Bobby. So Charlotte, Balance Centered Charlotte, Balance Centered Yarona, Balance Centered Dr. Marissa. And now we have named the brat. Let's name your critic. What is your critic's name? The one that doesn't allow doesn't allow MJ to play, doesn't allow Bobby to play, doesn't allow Agnes to play. The one that also scolds your sad one and says, don't cry. You're not allowed to cry. Okay. Big girls don't cry. Suck it up. This isn't the time to cry. So what is the name of your critic?
Just going to put a letter out there. E.
E? Good. Yeah. Usually it's the person. My critic's name is Rose. Guess what my mother's name is? Rose. And I'm not saying that my mom is
well,
critical.
I don't want to say that out loud.
Yeah. Well, because, people go, well, I don't want to, criticize my mother or criticize, and it's not about that at all. It is about
Right.
quickly identifying who's talking. This is the
Oh, yeah.
exercise. When you get good at who's talking, and that's why I use Rose, because my mom's criticism, fat, ugly, and clumsy, has
Right.
gathered force with all of the other criticisms that I've ever gotten in my life. So this giant critic is way more than my mom, because
True.
it is taken every insult I've ever gotten and collected that as part of her arsenal to beat
Yeah.
me up all the time.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I say Rose only because it's a quick identifier, but
Oh,
it
yeah.
is not. Yeah. So E
Yes.
is your
I have
critic,
an
and
identifier.
so
Yeah.
it's only so you can identify who that critic is. Got it?
Oh, yeah. I could identify that critic in a
Okay.
heartbeat. Yeah.
Yes, yes. So that's your critic. And when she begins to get some energy, and for many of us, especially if you had childhood trauma, you may be in your midlife opportunity right now with your critic in the driver's seat, because nothing you do, say, or have is enough. The perfectionist is the critic. Okay.
Sure.
So that driver will drive you off the life car. That's the driver that wants also
Yeah.
to keep you in bed, because the critic is a perfectionist. And if you can't do it perfectly, you procrastinate. And if you procrastinate too long, you go
Right.
to paralysis, and then you
Yeah.
don't do anything at all. So there's
And
another reason, the
it's that
spiral.
self-fulfilling prophecy too. It's the self-fulfilling prophecy of like, see, I told you you couldn't do this. So,
Correct.
and it continues over and over again. Yeah,
Correct.
absolutely. Yeah.
Correct. And this is the spiral of addiction,
Yeah.
because you'll say, balance
Yeah.
centered, you will say, it's not good for your health. It's not,
Yeah.
too much excess of anything. It's going to hurt your body. It makes sense. It's logical. But then the
Mhm.
critic says, oh, sorry. Then the brat says, yeah, but you don't do it that much, and it's not that big of a deal, and you deserve it. And so you do whatever it is, drink, smoke, drugs, shop, gamble, whatever that numbing device is. And then as soon as you do it, the critic goes, whack, see, I told you, you blah,
I
blah, blah,
told
blah, and
you.
you're a piece of blah, blah, blah.
Exactly. Yeah.
And it just is this battle of
Yes.
hurt that takes whatever natural hurt there is and expands it into this infection. And
Yeah.
that is the spiral. So
Yeah.
you know it, and now
Hmm.
you have an arsenal of of self-talk that you now can put your arm around your critic. Ready?
I don't want to.
I know. And thank you for saying that. Thank you for saying that, because there's a lot of coaches out there who will say, kill your critic, stab your critic, you purge your mind of the critic, throw her out the 405 or whatever freeway you're
Right.
near, right? Run her over. And I have been very, very adamant to love your critic. It's not easy to love your critic, because you don't want to love
Oh,
that
yeah.
voice that beats you up. However, again, that yin yang flip side.
Right.
What do you think the flip side of the critic is?
Acceptance.
Okay. Acceptance is balance centered you. The
Right.
flip side of the critic is protection. So if
Um,
we didn't have the critic, we'd be dead. We'd be
yeah,
run over,
absolutely.
right, by the
Yeah.
car when we were
Yes, yes,
kids.
yes.
We'd have red burnt hands from putting it on the stove.
Right.
So our critic is a very important part of us. It helped us survive. It has
Mm,
coping
yeah.
defenses. Staying in bed was a coping device.
Yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
I have a coping advice of not listening, because if I had listened to the messages given to me, Dasani, I was
Right.
told Dasani, 1,000 times a day,
Hmm.
which means literally in Mandarin, I am going to beat you to death.
Hmm.
Now, as a child, if I had fully listened to that message,
Right.
I would have, and I did as a child, want to kill myself because
Hmm.
it was so painful. So the role of my critic was to protect me from that by
Right.
plugging my ears. So I had to relearn how to listen when I left my home, my childhood home.
Okay. I
Okay.
can understand that.
So staying in bed and some of the coping devices that you have were an important part of your survival that I don't want you to um, criticize. I don't
Yeah.
want you to chuck out. And that is why I want you to love your critic.
Okay.
Okay.
I can
So,
love my critic. I
yeah,
do.
Charlotte.
When I think about my critic in its entirety, I do love it from afar. I do find that being able to love it, but also not feel the need to listen to it is probably the most important thing. Like
Yes.
recognizing that my critic will tell me things about myself that I don't need. I by protecting myself, I can maintain an awareness between us that
Yes.
my critic is always there, but I don't have to listen.
Correct. Correct. And Charlotte, I just love the way my fingers are like tingling right now because,
Yeah.
okay, she never thought of naming those centers. I lost my brother in February. What is the likelihood that we have someone in studio, in virtual studio live, who also lost her brother? So you both have lost brothers. Please, Charlotte, put your brother's name in the chat. And you are here not by accident. There's,
Mm.
coincidence are incidences of life that are coinciding for your benefit. That is what a coincidence is. So what are and it's a what caught? What are the chances of that? Well, in my world, they're very, very high chances, right? And so she has found a name for her critic, Connie.
Mm,
Connie's a
yeah.
critic, the perfectionistic trending towards redoing, always rewriting for perfection instead of quickly producing or publishing. Love you, Connie. All right, here we go. I want you to put your arm around Connie. I want you to put your arm around E. Ready? Look into their
Yeah.
eyes. Hey, darling. Say, repeat
Hey,
after me.
darling.
Hey, darling. I love you so much.
I love you so much.
I'm sorry that I have not liked you very much for a long time,
Yeah, I'm sorry I haven't liked you very much for a long time,
but I understand how precious you are.
but I understand how precious you are.
Thank you for protecting me all of these years.
Thank you for protecting me all of these years.
You have been very well meaning,
You have been very well meaning,
but sometimes you're more mean than well.
but sometimes you're more mean than well.
You have got to be exhausted
You've got to be exhausted,
yelling at me all these decades.
yelling at me all these decades.
You need a vacation.
Oh, you certainly need a vacation.
So have a seat
Have a seat
in the passenger seat.
in the passenger seat.
So you can still front seat drive,
You can still front seat drive.
but I got this.
I got this.
I am balance centered. Yarona, I am balance centered. Charlotte, and I got this.
Got this. All good.
You take a break, take a load off, have fun. You deserve a vacation.
You most certainly deserve a vacation. So put your feet up. I got the ride.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Take a breath. Now you have anchored both MJ, your brat in the back.
Yeah.
And now you have E in your passenger seat. Charlotte, you have Bobby in the back, and you have Connie in the front seat.
Mhm.
And Connie's brother's name is Leslie Dwayne Burleson. So now, and your brother's name?
Danny.
Danny. So,
Or as my mom used to say, Daniel Striped Tiger from Mr.
okay.
Rogers' Neighborhood.
Daniel's Striped Tiger. Beautiful. Now, Daniel's Striped Tiger and Leslie are now holding hands with the last part of you. And that is the sweet, sensitive, little shy, has not, if you're a strong woman and you're listening, if you are a strong man and a strong personality or a strong leader, you have most likely put your sad one on a shelf behind a door, sitting on her him, and very, when I have clients that come to me who say, I don't understand. I've been very successful, and now I don't know what's wrong with me. I can't stop crying. I can't stop yelling. I can't stop, spinning out of control. It just feels like I don't know. I don't know what's happening to me. And most likely in those cases, it's because your sad one who has been buried for so long is now saying, it's my, I'm going to die. Well, I'm taking everybody down unless you listen to me. So that is usually the sad one who is saying, I am so important to you. And the sad one is the one who feels everything. And my little sad one's name is Sarah. But when I grew up, Sarah was told, if you cry while I am beating you, I will beat you more. So it was very important that Sarah was hidden. It was very important for my survival that I not cry. And so I grew up with I hate crying. I apologized every time I felt like I was starting to cry because I'm not supposed to cry. Big girls don't cry. Big boys don't cry. I'm not allowed to cry. Don't cry. It shows weakness. All of that bullshit-talkie that I was told. So the most important character when you're going through grief is your sad one. Now,
I have to tell you, I let my sad one out a lot. I'm okay with my sad one. That's one thing I've made peace with for sure. I have no problem with that. I let people see that because I think we don't. And it's actually one of the things that I've seen that tends to draw people to me because my sad one comes out and allows for them to be sad too. So I'm all right with my sad one.
Good.
But I know many people are not.
Yeah. And I want your sad one's name.
Well,
what's your sad one's name? Pardon?
Right now, my sad one goes through a lot of names, but right now my sad one is Danny.
Danny.
Yeah.
So I want you to make a different name than Danny, only because I want her to hold hands with Danny.
Okay. Well, Julia.
Beautiful. So the flip side of Julia is creativity. And so some people who have issues with allowing their sadness to come up or hesitance that you don't. This is one of the reasons why you are as creative as you are, is because you are so in touch with your sad one. So when people say, don't be so sensitive, I actually say, thank you very much. I love my sensitivity because it's 100% correlated with my creativity. So Charlotte, what is the name of your sad one? You can go ahead and put that in your chat. I want you to put your arm around your sad one. And Julia, I love you so much.
I love you so much.
And you are so important right now because you are holding Danny's hand.
You're very important right now because you're holding Danny's hand.
Actually, you've got your arms around Danny, and Danny is looking towards the light.
Danny's looking towards the light, and you've got your arms around him.
Take a breath. I love when people cry. It means their hearts are open, and tears are the disinfectant that keep your heart soft. And Yarona, your heart is so soft and so beautiful. And Julia is holding on. She doesn't really want to let go.
That's true.
She wants Danny to stay and play.
Yeah.
And Julia, you're so beautiful. And Danny's not really going anywhere.
True.
Danny will play with you for the rest of your life.
That's true. Very true.
And you can come to this place anytime. I want you to close your eyes, take a deep breath. And I want you to just envision little Julia arm in arm with Danny right now. And Julia is you as a child with all of the best memories. Pick one right now. We're running out of time.
Okay.
But I want you to hold on to what's your favorite memory of you playing with your brother as a child?
His singing Don't Go Breaking My Heart, and doing his karate moves, wearing a towel like a cape, until his mom did buy him a cape.
Yeah. And I just took a peek at your face, and when you were telling that story, Julia was telling the story, and Julia was there, and Julia will hold that safe for you through this time of grief, and she will be the holder of the beauty of your relationship with your brother that no one will ever be able to take away, that no one will ever be able to remove. And I want you to just open your eyes for a second. Look at Julia and Danny. You have your arm as balance centered. Yarona is holding Danny and Julia. And you say, I love you so much.
I love you so much.
Charlotte's saying, Patty and Dwayne, I love you so much. Or Leslie, I love you so much. I will always remember you in the fullness of who you are.
I will always remember you in the fullness of who you are.
Thank you for being a permanent part of my creativity.
Thank you for being a permanent part of my creativity.
And now, when I'm writing, I'm going to ask you what you think.
True. When I'm writing, I'm always going to ask you what you think.
And I want you to be a part of this writing project.
Be a part of my writing project.
And your place right now is in that in front of that giant screen TV. And this is a vision that I gift to anyone who's ever lost anyone in their life. One is, loss is not the appropriate word. They're not lost.
Yeah.
You know exactly where they are.
We know where
They
they
know
are.
exactly where we are, right?
Yeah.
And this dream that I had of flying in the sky when I lost my dad, and who isn't lost, I went up really, really high and I saw this giant group of people. And I'm going to go flying with you right now, Yarona. And we're flying up. And Charlotte, I'm flying up with you too. And we're looking, and there's this giant group of people huddled around this giant big screen TV. And every once in a while, like right now, they're standing up and going, wow, yip, 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 whoa, 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 whoa. And then they're sitting down, and then they're going, oh, and they're holding, giving and sending hugs. And then the next minute they're going, whoa, whoa, whoa. And what are they watching? We're zooming in, and guess what they're watching? They're watching a giant big screen depiction of the life of Yarona. And they're watching her love her husband, and watching her love her son, and watching her write her book, and watching her coach, and watching her as she co-hosts with Dr. Marissa. And they are cheering and 150% energized with you, filling you with the inspiration, because that is the role of people who have passed in our lives. They have just passed to a place where they can love us and cheer for us and support us and play with us in a way they couldn't even do when they were alive here on the planet. They are still alive. In fact, they are an expanded energy that holds hands with the powers that make sure the planets don't crash into each other. And that's where they are. And that's who they are. And you have access to every single iota of energy from Dwayne, from Danny boy, or Tiger,
Daniel
Tiger,
Striped Tiger.
Tiger.
Daniel Striped Tiger.
And I want you to put your arm again and say, I am going to seat you behind me.
Oh, I'm going to seat you behind me. Oh, he's going to
And
kick my chair. Don't kick my chair.
No, actually, that's not Danny. That is
that's MJ. MJ, what are you doing? Stinker.
So no, she instigated that. She told them to do that.
Totally.
All right, and okay, Patty's her sad one. So Patty and Julia and Sarah are now holding hands forevermore and hold the memory of the most beautiful memories, not the last week that you just went through to go to a funeral, to go to bury, to go to, be a little confused and disoriented by the people who came and who said whatever they said in an effort to, I love the fact that, I learned from you on this series that we don't even have to say anything when this happens. But I want to give you this because I know that the integration and the voices that we have in our heads can either help or hurt us while we go through grief.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And I know that now you are stronger and anchored in balance center, Yarona. You know that you will never spiral the way that you did. Now, I'm not saying that you're not going to stay in bed, because I do think that part of the part of grief that gets infected sometimes is because we jump too quickly into I got this. And I don't have time to grieve. I don't have time to be sad. I don't have time. That's bullshit hockey.
Absolutely.
I on a monthly basis will pick a day where I stay in bed.
Yeah, absolutely. Can I say something to that too? I have to tell you that something that really helps me is allowing the sadness and the grief and the pain to be a part of the process is a necessity. For me, and I know we said this before, but when you could dive into your pain and sadness, but have a tether back to the world, it's kind of like deep sea diving, you put all your equipment on and you still have a tether to the world, and you dive in and you let it be a part of you. But when you're ready, you come back up to the surface, you resurface. And you can find some of the most beautiful things. Like, I was telling his children about some of the craziest stories of our childhood, and like our friends were all there, and we were just stories upon stories upon stories. And in that is the beauty of the person, that might not be here physically with us, but is still with me always. And I think that to be able to tether myself, I can't get lost in the sadness. I let that sadness be a part of me, but I don't get lost in it because I've learned to yank on the tether and bring myself back up to the surface when I need to.
Beautiful. And that's why I wanted to directly address the BS, the belief system of why you are hesitant to go there, because you don't want to get lost in the spiral. You will never get lost in the spiral. It will always be your balance-centered Yarona's job to tell your your critic, that it's okay. It really is okay for you to not teach, for you to actually sit in the experience, for you to actually practice what you teach, but not in a way that, thanks, Polly, we have 3 minutes, practice in a way that allows all of your cast of characters some time.
Yeah.
And I want that to be, that's my gift today to you, to allow yourself that light, non-thinking, heart-centered, soft place. And it's not just your sad one, but inviting all of them to be part of that. Yeah. That big screen TV. You are so supported. So taking that BS, that belief system that you've lost so many. Well, honey, you've got more powerful forces on the other side than most people, right? You've got a bigger cheering section than most people.
I have a pretty big cheering section. I like that.
Yeah. So thank you, Charlotte, so much. Thank you for sharing, Leslie. Thank you for sharing, Danny, Striped Tiger, with me this morning. I feel energized by them. You have a life car now that you are driving, and you will have time. I want you to have time with everybody except the critic. I want you to balance you out with, you're fun too.
Absolutely.
Take a breath.
Thank you so much.
Closing your eyes and seeing all the words that we have expressed today, all the cast of characters we have expressed. And as we take that last deep breath in, we're going to allow all of them to float down into your heart space, where they are in this beautiful crystal goblet. We're letting the words flow in. The top of the goblet has a jewel. What is that jewel?
It's a ruby.
It's a ruby, beautiful heart ruby. Place it on the top, and it is there for you to reach into any single time. Charlotte, same with you. We don't have time to get the color. We are out of time. Thank you so much for being part of this very important show. I love you, Yarona, as you go and heal. We'll see you next month. This is Dr. Marissa reporting live, reminding you it's all about balance. Peace in, peace out, world peace through, inner peace. Now go and have the best day ever. We'll see you tomorrow with Sam Works. Straight up.